Hello everyone, it's Gray here. I'm finally back with another video. As I said, I'd try to do more this summer, and this is going to be my first record update. Now, I just got back a couple days ago from San Francisco. Me and my parents went, and yeah, it was a really fun trip. Did a lot of fun stuff, went to Muir Woods outside of town. Of course, we saw the Golden Gate. We also went up to Medford, Oregon to see a couple friends. We rented a car and drove up there, which was really fun. And we went to Crater Lake and a few places by the ocean. Sort of drove back over the California line to get to like Crescent City, all that stuff. Really beautiful beaches and the coast over there. So yeah, that was pretty fun. I meant to possibly do a vlog for it, but I got really good videos of basic scenery, which I may show or I have shown, but there were no real videos of me speaking directly and talking about the trip, which is pretty much what a vlog would encompass, so I didn't put one together really. But yeah, that was pretty fun. So I might try to do a vlog next time I go somewhere, wherever that may be. For my first record update, this will probably be a bit larger than the average one in the future. Yeah, I just have a few things to show from my local record store, a few things I got in San Francisco, and yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. So why don't I get started? I'm gonna try to go chronologically, by the way. So this is the first thing I believe I bought from everything here, which is Mahavishnu Orchestra. I said that right, I hope. The Intermounting Flame. I've not listened to this yet, but I know the first song, Meeting of the Spirits, is really good. This is basically the definitive fusion album I hear. Of course, John McLaughlin, amazing guitarist. Jeff Beck called him the greatest in the world. I've heard some of his stuff with Miles Davis, which is absolutely fantastic. And there you have it. I still need to listen to this. Alright, and this was right before I left for San Francisco, where I went back to the local record store and I got one used LP and one new one. And this used one is the Chris Spedding Guitar Graffiti. I was so surprised to see this there. It was kind of like when I found the House Martins London 0 Hole 4. And yeah, this is something, the song Video Life popped up on my Discover Weekly on Spotify one week, and it was really, really good. Chris Spedding is basically a session guitarist from England who's played on everybody's records basically, and this is one of his first solo albums, I believe, in like '78. And yeah, there's quite a few good pop songs on here, in the post-punk style, you might say. The second side has a lot of jamming, and he's just a really great player, really fun album. Second album I got that day was Prince, Sign of the Times. I had never bought a Prince album before, but I figured this might be the one to get me into Prince, like I'm trying to do, because I've heard the song I Could Never Take the Place of Your Man, and I really love it. So yeah, I've still only listened to like the first side of this album, so something I need to do. Alright, so one of the places I went to in San Francisco was Amoeba Records, which is this amazing record store, used, new stuff. There was, LPs, CDs. They even had this one room just dedicated just to Blu-rays and DVDs that I didn't really look around because I don't collect that kind of stuff, but just an amazing store. By far the best record store I've ever been to. But right before that, I need to just show you the 3 things I got before that, if we're doing this chronologically, because this was from McKay's in Greensboro. I showed this last video, but real quick I'll just go back. Best of Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, still need to listen to it. Complete Birth of the Cool, Miles Davis, great live and studio sessions, and of course Best of U2 and B-Sides, which is pretty amazing. Alright, so back to the stuff from Amoeba in San Francisco. And there's two other stores, I believe, in Berkeley and Hollywood. But this is from San Francisco, and it's some pretty cool stuff. So, we actually went there twice. The first time, I got one record, one regular CD, and I got the CD box set, which is pretty cool. So the first record I got was Squeeze Argy Bargy. I love this album, East Side Story. I really only know the first two songs in this album, Pulling Muscles from the Shell, Another Nail in My Heart. Really great pop songs. I assume I will love this album, or like it a lot. Alright, I actually got two CDs. One of them is for my brother, and that is, he's really getting into Ryan Adams. I know there's a crack right here, but hopefully I'll get some super glue or something and put that back on. I only know the song too. I'm not a huge Ryan Adams fan, but there you have it. Other regular CD I got was the Stooges, or Iggy and the Stooges Raw Power. I listened to this yesterday. Really fun stuff. Side is one of the first punk albums. It's really proto-punk, I guess. It wasn't really punk. People didn't call it punk until, like, the Ramones came along. But really big influence on a lot of the first wave punk bands. Really nice stuff. Although I must say, it sounds a bit more to me like in the Zeppelin vein. A punk purist might call me a heretic or something for saying that, but I don't know. It just really sounds a lot like Zeppelin, but it's its own thing, and it's really nice. I really like it. I listened to the album Funhouse before I actually have the record of that, the LP of that, and I didn't love it the first time. I've listened to some of the songs again, and I like it better. I appreciate it for what it is. But yeah, the Stooges, really interesting band, and I think they'll grow on me a lot. So that same day the same first day we went, I was looking at, they have the whole section just for CD box sets. I've been really getting into Radiohead recently, and this came out in 2007. It's the complete, well, not complete, but the Radiohead album box set. It was complete at the time, and it includes the first 6 albums and a live album, up to Hail to the Thief, which is pretty cool. It also includes, I might be wrong, live recordings. So yeah, I've only heard like the 3 big albums by Radiohead, The Bins, OK Computer, and Kid A, but I really love each of those, so I assume I'll love a lot of their other stuff. And yeah, this is just a really cool find, and this took most of my money away, by the way, so I'm now broke, but that's okay because I'm a dependent. Next, the same, or maybe the following day, we were in, I can't remember what the district name of San Francisco, that's basically their Little Italy. It has a different name, but we went to Tony's Pizza, which is an amazing restaurant, and while we were waiting for our tables to be called for us, to call us for our tables, my dad and I went in this little secondhand record shop. I looked around, and there was a lot of stuff, run-of-the-mill stuff, or all these lost pop 70s compilations or whatever, but I found 2 really good things that I'm pretty satisfied with, which would be a 12-inch single of Pretenders Back on the Chain Gang and My City Was Gone, the long version, on the B-side. And I think this is really cool. This is my first 12-inch single I've ever gotten, and I've already listened to it. I'm so satisfied. This is probably my favorite Pretenders song, which might be cliche or not, I don't know. But I need to get into Pretenders more. And the other thing I got from that secondhand record shop was my first Jackson Browne album, For Every Man, which is his second album. And I only know the song these days, but I expect it'll be pretty darn good. There you go. So about a day before we left, we decided to go back again because we barely scratched the surface on that place. It's so big. I should have got a video for it, but I might be able to put a picture in there. And I'll just go over it, just show a couple CDs. It's bad that I still have the price tags on here, but whatever. I got these again for my brother. He's really into John Mayer. John Mayer Battle Studies and Room for Squares, which I don't know much about John Mayer, but yeah, he actually saw him in concert last night in DC. My brother works in the Northern Virginia area, so that was a pretty convenient location. So the other things I got there were actually 6 LPs and 2 more CDs, because this is only from 2 different artists. I'm trying to complete their discography in my collection, and that would be Joe Jackson, and this is his album, what's it called? Big Roll, which is like a concept album. And I guess it's a double album, but there's only music on 3 sides. The 4th side literally says no music on the side, which is interesting, but okay. And Body and Soul, which I know the song Cha Cha Loco, Can't Get What You Want Till You Know What You Want, Be My Number 2, I know those songs. And the other artist is Elvis Costello. This is Punch the Clock with the Attractions. Goodbye Cruel World, which he calls his worst album, but we'll have to see. Blood and Chocolate. This is relatively recent, maybe 10 years ago. Momofuku. His first album of the Imposters, I think. Actually got 2 CDs too, of Kojak Variety and Brutal Youth. Thing is, there were so many choices in that record store that I thought, if I have the chance, I might as well work on finishing some discographies of a couple artists. And I think I'm getting pretty close with Elvis Costello now. I can't remember how many I have, but yeah. So there you have it. Hopefully I can do more of these in the future, and at least a couple more videos by the end of the summer. Thank you for watching if you did, and like if you want to. Have a great day.